By safety, we look at it at the impact on AI and society, where we want to ensure that the interaction is safe for our users and society itself by considering a set of harms that ML system may be contributing to. Stay tuned for more on this project. A lot of the activities here are still internal, and we don't have a lot of visible artifact to share, but that's a very important area for us. And then finally, it's very difficult to scale any responsible AI effort without having strong governance and accountability in place. Facebook is a very distributed environment with many product areas. And the way we built our AI was building that as a central team that works in a hub and spoke model with our product teams to ensure that all the expectations and goals that we have in each of the pillars that I've described are met across the company, and to ensure that we have proper accountability for each of the ML models that are operating at critical scale at the company. We have an example of governance process that we're scaling today, and we'll be announcing more of it in the public later. With that, this concludes the presentation phase of the breakout session. And I'd like to welcome Josh for a Q&A session if you have any questions that you would like us to cover. Thank you.
Awesome. We appreciate the extended talk there on responsible AI. Now we do have that little bit more time for the Q&A, and I'll be helping moderate that here for Rashad. So we're going to take some time to answer the already submitted questions during the registration, and then time permitting, we'll be jumping into some live questions to put the fire to his feet here. Awesome. So to kick this off here, first thing we want to ask you here, Rashad, is what quantifiable metrics do you use to assess responsible AI? And what do you envision during the next generation of AI libraries and hardware?
This is an excellent question. Thanks for sharing that with me. So the question about quantifying these metrics, our AI and how we go about it, is one that we struggle with a lot. If you take areas like fairness, for instance, there are a number of ways to define fairness and what is fair. Even quantitatively, there are probably like dozens of methods. And reasoning about it is not easy. So the first thing that we did in each of the framework is basically developing a common understanding what it is that, for instance, fairness is about, what it is that transparency and control is about, and provide tools to team to reason about that. Then, in terms of having quantifiable metrics, we approach that as follows. If you take one of the verticals, we really want to establish a risk level for each of the product area to understand the level of for instance, fairness that each entity should reach. If you look at our internal framework for this, we have a number of fairness level that a particular product or ML system can achieve. Anything from providing a standard quality of service where we meet the minimum bar for all the different subgroups that we're interested in for that particular product, all the way to things like equality and equity that this product can reach. The risk assessment framework allows us to really understand the risk level for a particular ML system and assign a particular, for instance, fairness target to that system. Then once this is assigned, it's really about measuring how well our system are doing toward that goal, from just being able to just measure them all the way to ensuring that we have proper remediation in place and continuous monitoring with respect to achieving that goal in that maturity framework. For that, we provide a bunch of tools to assess it. And that's how we ensure that we're making progress in these responsible AI goals. So that's a very Facebook-centric framework to do it. As I said, this particular area of machine learning is really in its infancy, and we're developing all kinds of tools and methodologies to approach it in a quantifiable fashion. Now, the second question